How's it going, guys? I'm X-Large with Team Alpha Recon. Today we're going to do a little bit of beginner's buyer's advice for Airsoft or if somebody wanting to get into milsim. I'd start off with a chest rig since they're cheap and you can kind of turn it into whatever you want. A lot of people, they spend that extra money and buy plate carriers and stuff, but if you're first starting out and you're not really sure if you want to get into Airsoft or not, then I recommend picking up like one of these NC Star AK chest rig, but you can use the pouches for pretty much any mag out there. You know how people complain about not having G36 capability with their mag pouches? You can fit G36 into these. As a matter of fact, I've got a G36 magazine in here, and you can tell it fits perfectly into the mag slot. So what I did was I went and got a Lancer Tactical hydration carrier, and I took it, using a pack of socks to hold it open. I took it and I laced it together using the molly towards the back of the AK chest rig. I'll tell you why I built it like this. I built it for capability and not for looks. Like right up here, I threw this pistol mag pouch. It holds a single mag up here, so I could grab that because I used to run my pistol up here, so I'd have it to where I could grab them both at the same time, load her up, and I wouldn't have to start fiddling around with anything on my waist. And then I put my comms right here so I can run my communications headset up through my shoulder pads and come around the back to where I can wire it up to my ear. I've got a single point sling ran through the shoulder pads, so I don't have anything around my arms, nothing to stop my ability to pull up or anything. I also stuck a tube in the molly, and if you can see what this is a thing of Dawn dishwashing liquid. And this stuff works great for your goggles because these have a tendency to fog even though they have the ventilation on the top. So you just take a dab of this, dab it on the front of your goggle and then on the back of your goggle, and then massage it in with like a chamois cloth. And I'm telling you, it makes a huge difference throughout the day. And I just run it just like that. It fits perfect, never falls out. I can run, slide, dive, it doesn't matter. It stays right where I put it. In this pouch, I run zip ties, my chamois cloth, and my balaclava, and my mechanics gloves. That's my soft pouch is what I like to call that. And then on this side, I run my binoculars, my dead rag, and then sometimes I'll throw whatever else I find or need to pick up off the field. Like if my buddy threw some grenades and he left his cores on the field, I'll pick them up and throw them in that pocket. And in this top pocket right here, I run my important stuff. Like if I need an ID on me, I'll run an ID up here. See where the molly is? You can open that up. And whatever I need to have protected, I run up here if I don't want it to get wet or whatever. And I usually run it in a Ziploc bag. Let's flip it around and look on the back. I got some duct tape on it. Yeah, it kind of looks a little ghetto, but I don't care because of the reason being for this is it keeps everything tight. And if it doesn't have the tape on it, it tends to be a little loose. And when it's loose, it just slings back and forth. But when I tighten it up, it stays compact to my body to where it makes it a better gunfighting rig. And I took and ran another pistol mag pouch on the back for my teammate because he has a tendency to want to grab stuff out of my pack and stuff if we need it, and that's a good thing to do if you're playing as a team, is to have your loadout set up to where people can grab things out of your pack, because you're not going to be able to reach back and grab stuff out of it. I mean, you can reach back and grab a pistol mag out of here. I've got it set up to where I can reach back, unclip it, and grab the pistol mag and then put it back in if I need to. But everything else, you're not going to be able to reach back, unzip this, look through it. You're not going to be able to do that because it's mounted to you. So I've got it to where my teammates can run through my pack and grab things for them or me. Inside here I always keep a hydration pack, but there's extra space, so I run my knee pads in there if I'm not wearing them, or I'll run you know, some extra BBs in there in a bag. But yeah, that's pretty much how you start out. I mean, it's cheap. I paid $20 for this AK chest rig. 20 bucks. And then I paid an extra $14 for this Lancer Tactical hydration carrier. So right there, that's $34. Free shipping. All right. So that's getting you started. 34 bucks. Paid $12 for this pistol belt. Paid another $7 for the holster. This is all when I was starting out. I've got better gear now, but little things I still run off the patch, off the pouches and stuff like that. Things like that, little things like that can make your loadout a little better. Has more capability because you can run stuff all around this belt. Also, you can get these shotguns if you need a starter weapon. They shoot 350 CQB. Usually the regulatory FPS that you have to have is 350 in most fields. So you got this little pump shotty, and it shoots a solid 349, 350. We chronoed it, and it never jams, and it runs constantly, and it's accurate. You know, my buddy and I, this is how we started back in the day. Yeah, it's a little loud, but whatever. You know what I mean? If you're trying to get into it, you don't have a lot of money, get a pump shotgun. Start off like that, because it can only make you better. Because if you play with a pump shotgun for a couple months and you're actually getting kills with it, imagine how good you're going to be when you move up to an AEG. Like right here. You saw my review on this gun. It's the Cyber Gun M4A1. And it's pretty decent. I mean, I've gotten so many kills with this gun. And it's not a freaking $300 weapon or whatever. You know what I mean? It's MSRP is like $140. But you usually never see it for that. It's always going to be like an $80 rifle or a $90 rifle. I got it for 50 bucks. Can't beat that because, I mean, for $50, I got a Metal Gearbox AG that still works to this day. It was a year old and it still works right now. No problems. The selector switch is fine. Everything works good. Next, move on. Get you some headgear. I got an operator cap in ACU. It's not in the shot. Let a buddy of mine borrow it. Get you a Mish helmet or something like that, a fast helmet with rails, something cool. They're like 30 bucks, 24 bucks. That's cheap. I mean, and it makes your loadout look cooler. Throw some pouches on it that are made for the helmet, or like I did, take a cell phone pouch because I run my cell phone in my helmet. It's genius. Run you some patches on it. Just, you know, something to make it look cool. Like that. Put you some goggles on the top of it. Mount the goggles to it to where they can't come off and they'll just move straight onto your face. Just like this. Just like that. Bam. Put a carabiner on the helmet to where you can connect it to your molly on your hydration pack. And I mean, dude, it makes your loadout look cool. You know what I mean? And it also is not just for the looks. It actually has a purpose. And that's the reason why we're building our loadouts like this. We're not building them to look awesome. That's just part of it. We're building them to be a better gunfighter, to have more capabilities as a gunfighter. That's the reason why you build them like that. So, pretty much all together, this shotgun was like 10 bucks. This was like 50, that's $60. Right here, this is like, what did I say, 12 bucks. Plus the pistol. Pistol was 25. Check it out. It's a CO2 pistol. It shoots hard. This thing is good. And it's 25 bucks. It's worked constantly. I've only had a problem with one mag, an extra mag that I got. So, I mean, dude, there you go. That's all you need. It's just a little bit of cheap gear, and then you're ready to go out there and play. Yeah, you might not be like A-level competitive, but whatever. If you're just trying to see if you're trying to get into the sport, if you want to see if you're okay with the sport, just get you a little bit of gear, spend $100, you know? Spend 150 bucks and just get everything that you kind of need. And trust me, it'll never be enough. It'll never be anything that you really want, because when you get it, you'll find something you don't like about it, so you'll want something new. Or you'll see something that somebody's wearing, you'll be like, oh, that's sick, I want that. but then later you get it and you realize that it was a piece of shit. You know what I mean? That's how Airsoft is, though. It's just a lot of trial and error and just finding what works for you. But so far, I have built this rig around my body, and it is tight. And when I put that sucker on, it stays to me, and it doesn't shake. It doesn't move at all. It stays on my body. My hydration pack stays curved around my back perfectly, where when I run, it stays on my person. And then I also recommend, if you're the kind of person that's into watching yourself play or watching your gameplay, I do it to make myself better, because I always see things in the video that I don't see when I'm playing in real life. But after you start noticing them on video, then you start looking for them in real life. And I recommend just getting you like a little cheap cam, get a Contour or get a Midland. It's a $100 camera. You know what I mean? $100, waterproof, action proof, to where you can drop it from like 5 meters or some stuff like that. You should never drop it. It should be on your helmet. The only thing you have to worry about is like hitting branches or hitting the ground when you slide in or something if you have a rough slide. But there you go. You don't need to spend $1,000 and get the MVGs and all that stuff. That comes later, much later. But that's pretty much how you want to start out. And this is your basic loadout for the beginner. And if you have any questions or anything, just comment below, and don't forget to subscribe and like, guys. And remember, bang bang, motherfucker.